So what's your sense of the evening? I mean, you look at these exit polls, you look at the,
My sense of the evening is if Mitt Romney loses in Ohio, the president is reelected.
How do you think we got to that point? I mean, President Obama's approval rating was so low, and obviously this is hypothetical. We don't know who's even winning right now, never mind who won. But how do you think it got this tight?
Because it's a changing country. The demographics are changing. It's not a traditional America anymore. And there are 50% of the voting public who want stuff. They want things. And who is going to give them things? President Obama. He knows it, and he ran on it. And whereby 20 years ago, President Obama would have been roundly defeated by an establishment candidate like Mitt Romney. The white establishment is now the minority. And the voters, many of them, feel that this economic system is stacked against them, and they want stuff. You're going to see a tremendous Hispanic vote for President Obama. Overwhelming black vote for President Obama, and women will probably break President Obama's way. People feel that they are entitled to things, and which candidate between the two is going to give them things.
Bill, will you stick around?
I just got an email from a top Romney person. I said, do you agree with our call? He said, not really. It is less than 20,000 votes now, with 20% of the vote still out in GOP areas. Carl was just on the phone with somebody else, and you got some more recent figures.
Here it is. The Secretary of the networks, our network called on the basis of about 74% of the vote being in. The Secretary of State website has 77.49% of the vote in, and it shows 2,229,686 votes for President Obama, with 49.19% of the vote, and for Governor Romney, 2,268,695, a 911 vote difference, 49.17. And we
say it's a 900 vote. Obama is leading 900 votes.
When it was at 74%, it was 20-some odd thousand votes. Now, with 77% of the vote in, it is 991. One of the reasons why is one of the biggest blocks of votes out in the state are the Republican suburbs inside Hamilton County, and as they've started to come in, they narrowed that margin dramatically. Like the Speaker pro tem of the House, his district had 3% of the vote in until very recent. Now it's started to come in.
I'm going to ask you a straight-out question. You went through this in 2000. You almost went through it in 2004. Do you believe that Ohio has been settled?
No, I don't. And look, if we are calling this on the basis of 74% of the vote being in, and when 77% is in, Secretary of State website, I got the director of the Ohio campaign for Romney on the other end of the line refreshing the page every few seconds, and this went from being, when we started this conversation 3 or 4 minutes ago, 1,995 vote margin for President Obama, to just now 991.
And the outstanding 20% of the vote, where is that?
Well, we know that some of it is in Cuyahoga County, which is going to be Democrat, but we've got half of Hamilton County out. We had the city of Cincinnati vote. We now are starting to see the suburbs start coming in. Then we have we have big swatches of Butler County, Delaware County, and Warren County, all of which are Republican counties that have big chunks of their vote out.
So you're not saying that Obama isn't going to win, but you're just saying he hasn't won it yet.
I think this is premature. We got a quarter of the vote. Now remember, here's the thing about Ohio. A third of the vote or more is cast early. That is won overwhelmingly by the Democrats. It's counted first, and then you count the election day. And the question is, by the time you finish counting election day, does it overcome that early advantage that the Democrats have built up in early voting, particularly in Cuyahoga County?
Now, Joe, we know that Carl has a rooting interest. I think he's at this point he's just telling us
what it takes to get there. Megan, I will escort you down the steps here so you can go interview them.
All right.
Watch your step.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't want to fall.
There you go.
In front of all these millions of people.
Okay.
All
Megan is going to go to the decision desk and interview them about the decision on Ohio.
Try to get to the bottom of this. It's right out the door. They used to keep them right here with us in the studio, and then for some reason, whoa, careful. Then for some reason, they moved them down the hall. We were too close. We were thinking this wouldn't be necessary, but as it turns out. So you can see this is sort of all the folks behind the scenes who have been watching the program from back here. Hi guys. Arthur Aidala decided to join. They're way down the hall. So we'll do a little interrogation and see if they stand by their call, notwithstanding the doubts that Karl Rove has attempted to place. Keep coming. Here we go. Now, when we practiced this before, oh, there's the beautiful Jenna Lee. When we practiced this before in our rehearsals, we lost all audio in our ears right about here. That's happening again, but
Can you hear me, Megan?
in any event, we'll try to get to the bottom of it. Now, here are the guys. This is the decision desk. Now we're in the heart of the decision desk room. Arnon,
Yes.
You head this place up. Chris Stirewalt, you've been doing all the number crunching. These guys behind, you tell me whether you stand by your call in Ohio, given the doubts Karl Rove just raised.
We're actually quite comfortable with the call in Ohio. Basically, right now, there's too much Obama vote that's outstanding there that we know is going to come in, that is going to be Obama. And while, yes, there are a number of counties out there that will be Romney, the largest thing that's outstanding right now is the Cleveland area. It's Cuyahoga. This is Democratic territory, and we're quite comfortable with the idea that Obama will carry Ohio.
What do you make of it, Chris?
There just aren't enough Republican votes left for Mitt Romney to get there. And as Arnon points out, Cuyahoga County, Cleveland is so overwhelmingly Democratic, we wouldn't expect Mitt Romney to do even much more than a third of the vote there. So as the late vote comes in, we would expect to see the president's margin rise and rise.
Explain, I don't have Karl here with me, so explain his theory and why you disagree with it.
Well, it's not that I disagree with his theory. What he's saying is that this is going to be closer and that there's still a lot of vote to be counted and that you have provisionals. What we're saying is that the amount of raw vote that's in these counties that's out there still waiting to come in is so large, and the historical trend is so strong, and the polling is so strong about how Democratic these counties are. It's just not, no matter what the handful of Republican precincts that are still out there are, it's just not going to make it.
Is this possibly an exit poll thing like we saw in, I mean, I know this is raw vote, but is this, the exit polls were so wrong in 2004, and they were saying there's no way that George Bush can overcome it, no way, no way, no way, and then he did. Is this similar to that?
What we're looking at is actual raw vote by county, city by city, and what we're seeing is sufficient vote in Ohio on the Democratic side to mean that Ohio will go for Obama.
Percent certainty.
99.95%.
Okay. All right, well, there you have it. I can't hear Brett or the folks back in the studio, but
This is a Fox News election alert. Fox News can now project that President Obama will win the crucial battleground state of Ohio, long considered to be the harbinger for the nation with its 18 electoral votes. Ohio, this was the entire ball game. A major setback, obviously, for Governor Romney, whose path to 270 electoral votes needed just got considerably narrow, and now we can say that Barack Obama will win Ohio. That is a huge, huge win for Barack Obama.
that's the one we've all been waiting for. And there's a question now about, you know, what does that mean, panel? I mean, does that mean
That's the presidency.
That's the
That's
ball
it.
wax. That's it.
Essentially, Barack Obama is reelected.
You know, some unbelievable miracle would have to occur in some completely. I don't see how it doesn't. This isn't going to happen. The president has won re-election. And look, the point should be made here. I mean, I believe that, you know, we all know that incumbency is an advantage, but I believe that it was equally a burden in this election. And I think that his team engineered a campaign that basically overcame that overcame the fact that the economy had not recovered in the kind of way that it needed to, that unemployment rate was still high, that his signature achievement, Obamacare, was unpopular. These were real burdens. And they managed to put together a campaign that overcame that. It's narrow, it's close, and so forth. But they did it. And I think it is a major political achievement because it wasn't easy.